All right, so good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good morning this morning. This is going to be a video, not a live stream. So I wanted to give a video about the severe weather that's incoming here. You've got a risk of severe weather. I say a risk of severe weather here for. Sorry, you hear my dogs in the background. Anyways, this is Wednesday. We've got an upper level trough that's coming in on Wednesday. Will bring severe weather from Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Southwest Arkansas, east of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, just all the way down to Austin. Shreveport, you're in that as well, in that risk. Also, Tyler, Texas, you're in that as well. College Station is in that. And then you've got portions of southeast Oklahoma and east central Oklahoma as well, in that marginal risk for severe weather. I don't expect a big event out of this. This is not going to be a big event on Wednesday, but as we go forward to the day 5 outlook, and the Storm Prediction Center highlighted a few days ago a big slight risk area of severe weather, and we are now talking about a 30% risk area here in the orange, say from the Boot Hill, Missouri down to central and northeast Arkansas. I think this area right up in here is going to be your corridor so far by the Storm Prediction Center. It's going to be your corridor of the strongest storms. I do think we're going to have an enhanced risk push to the north as well. And we're going to be keeping an eye on that. What does the northern mode do? So that southern mode is going to be what we're going to keep an eye on for the supercell potential here, and then you go to the northern mode where I do expect a marginal risk, a large marginal risk, and a pretty large slight risk area. And I do think this is going to go high risk, I think, on Friday as well. And I'll go over the models here in a minute. So we go back to Saturday. We go forward to Saturday, and we've got another big slight risk area by the Storm Prediction Center. This has been issued for Lexington, Kentucky, from Maysville, Kentucky, and then you got all the way down to the Gulf, south to the Louisiana Gulf Coast, including Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Gulfport, Mobile, Pensacola, Florida. You're in that slight risk. Tupelo, you're in that. Florence, you're in that as well. I say from the Huntsville area. I say from the Jackson, this area right up through here. We're going to have to keep an eye out on that supercell potential as the line of storms does form eventually and move to the south and west. We're going to keep an eye on these supercells that develop out ahead of the line once this Friday system moves in. I think Saturday is going to be a significant event. I think Saturday could go either moderate risk for tornadoes and wind, and probably a 30% hatch for hail, or it go high risk again on Saturday. It just depends on the troughing that's coming. It just depends on how strong the low level jet and how much moisture we got coming into the country. So let's go ahead and jump into the models here. And I want to start out with the 6Z GFS. I want to start out with the 0Z GFS. And we're going to go over to moisture here. I want to start out with moisture because moisture is going to be a big key to what's going to go on here. Let me see if I'm still recording. Okay, I am. Okay, so what you can see here, this is Monday, this is today. You can see we do have some moisture that wants to start to come up toward Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, maybe toward eastern PA as well. But that's not going to be your event. This is the Wednesday event right here. We'll pause it right here. This is about Wednesday afternoon. What you can see here, you got southern Illinois, southwestern Indiana, and southern Kentucky. That is going to be your corridor where the moisture will really start to transport to the north. And then you've got mid 50s degree dew points here across Arkansas, most of the state of Arkansas. Then you got 60s here. I think this is going to be your corridor. Let me get my pen out here. This is going to be your corridor where you think where we have the best severe potential. This is going to be your area on Wednesday. This is going to be your corridor of the strongest storm potential. Farther north you go, you do run into some kinematics for severe weather, but the kinematics aren't as strong for Wednesday and Thursday's system that comes in. Now let's go forward here, and you can see that moisture does not go all the way up, so that first system does not pull that moisture, that significant moisture to the north, and doesn't run out the atmosphere for the Friday and Saturday event. The GFS model has, to me, has downtrended a lot with the northern mode here. It's showing these upper 40s, low 50-degree dew points here. And that southern mode is still as strong as still strong across the southern southeastern plains here, across the southeastern United States and portions of the central Mississippi Valley. Then as we go into Saturday, this is early Saturday morning. You can see we've got pretty substantial warm sector here across the area, and that kinematics will start to intensify as we go into Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. I do expect that dew points to rise up into eastern Kentucky as well, and maybe even southern West Virginia as well. And then that system does move into Sunday. I think we'll probably deal with a slight risk of severe weather on Sunday. To me, not as strong as a low level jet over in the East Coast on Sunday, but I can't rule out a few tornadoes on Sunday into the East Coast, North Carolina, Virginia, up to Maryland, South Carolina, down towards the same areas that were getting hit Sunday with our other event last week. So that is the GFS model for you. I want to go ahead and take a look at the 500 millibars. This is your 500 millibar jet stream here. It's telling you what the jet stream is going to be looking like here. Let me change my color to black here, and we'll go forward here. So as we go forward, there's that first trough coming in on Wednesday. You see a dip here in the jet stream here across on Wednesday and Thursday. That's why we don't have a big tornado potential with this system. I think a 2% tornado risk will be introduced by the Storm Prediction Center, but it's not going to be a big event. Here's your big event right here across off the coast of California. You see that big trough that's starting to come into the western coast of California. That trough will start to dig as we head into Friday. As we head into like early Friday, your upper level support will start to come in. You've got your trough that's digging in here. You've got little short waves that are coming into the storm here, and those short waves will start to intensify that low that starts to form here, and then wherever that low goes will depend on who gets that severe weather potential. So this is the GFS, 0Z GFS. Friday, you see it starts go to a negative tilt, and then that is where your northern mode, we have a pretty substantial tornado risk, I think, in the northern mode if we get the moisture transport up there. And then that southern mode, we're going to have to keep an eye out for significant tornadoes. I think long track and intense tornadoes can't be ruled out as well with this system, because the system's so dynamic, and it's going to be breaking records as we head into Friday. It's a Saturday. We have another trough that's going to be coming in, colliding with this trough. You can see there's that system on a Saturday and Sunday. That Saturday storm, it will start to intensify a little bit more, and that's when your low-level jet will really start to kick in across portions of this area in the southeastern United States. I do expect a moderate risk and maybe a low and high risk for Saturday. And then Sunday, that trough does move out. We do have a little bit dip of a trough coming in on Sunday and Monday, but that's not going to be severe weather. Sunday, I think we will have a slight risk for severe weather. I think in this general position here, I think that's going to be where your slight risk and marginal risk down into Florida as well. So that is one model for you. Go ahead and take a look at the 850 millibars according to the GFS model here. What you can see here by the GFS model, that first system doesn't have a big of a low-level jet, and then there's that low-level jet really starting to kick in. You have strong winds. There's a low here according to the GFS. There is where your big low-level jet, your cold, not the cold core, but you've got your massive warm sector, and you've got streaming southwest flow winds coming into that low pressure, and that's going to bring a big fire risk to the southwestern and maybe the central plains as well for critical fire danger risk. Maybe it goes extreme too. Big fire risk, fire outbreak there. So then that second trough that comes in on Saturday, that will start to intensify the low pressure even more as it moves out of the United States into southern Canada. That will start to produce 60 to 70 knots of low jet. And you still have a pretty good low jet as you head into Sunday morning as well. So whatever is left on Sunday will go severe. Not strong, not it's going to be as strong as what Friday night into Saturday, and then all day Saturday is going to be like this coming week. But I can't rule out a few tornadoes. Maybe one strong tornado can't be ruled out for Sunday as well. So I know everybody wants to look at the instability. We'll go ahead and take a look at the instability here as well. The instability is going to be a key too. I think the instability is a lock. Wednesday system, not much. And then you've got Friday system. The GFS has really locked on where the bigger corridor of the extreme instability is going to be. GFS has backed off on the instability just a little bit, but it still has a significant amount of instability into Iowa, Minnesota, Missouri, and Illinois. It's got a significant amount of warm sector instability down for central, east, southeast Arkansas into Louisiana and Mississippi. So that's going to be your two areas we're going to have to watch for that severe potential. Now as we head into Saturday, you've got enough instability all the way up to the Pittsburgh area, all the way down to the Louisiana Gulf Coast, according to the GFS model. So that is what that's what the GFS is wanting to put. Let's go to the 0Z European model on the Cape, and the Cape value for the European is a lot bullish for Wednesday and Thursday. It's got 2,000 Cape in northern Oklahoma. I can't be ruled out. Most of that's going to be capped, so most of that's going to have a lid on the atmosphere, which is keeping the thunderstorms from, which is keeping your updrafts from forming even more, from forming and going severe. But as we head later in this Wednesday and early Thursday morning, I think it does start to die down, but we do have one or two severe thunderstorms there. Now, the Cape values for the European model. It does have a large swath here. Sorry, you already hear the radar. But you'll have a large area of Cape here. Then you've got a large warm sector here. We're going to have to keep an eye on this area here and that area there of the cold core setup for tornadoes. And the southern mode, I think the southern mode will go severe and intense. We've got a risk for large to very large hail, damaging winds of excess of 85 miles per hour, maybe 90. To me, this is just my forecast, not them, not the SPCs. And then I do think this will go tornado-driven high risk for tornadoes with the low. Just depends on how much Cape we got and how much moisture we go to the north here. So to go over a summary of the severe weather in the upcoming days, you've got a marginal risk here for Wednesday across Arkansas, Texas, and Louisiana. And then you've got a slight risk and a pretty large enhanced risk for Friday. If you're in those risk areas, make sure you have a way to get warnings, have a safe plan in place for Friday into Saturday, because Friday and Saturday will be an active day. I'll probably go live again later today. I'll probably have another video out later today going over the 12Z model runs. And then you've got a pretty large area of, or for Saturday, a large slight risk there, and then this will probably be upgraded by the time we get to the day 3 outlook, day 4 outlook. By the day 3 outlook, this will be a probably moderate risk for severe weather, for tornadoes, damaging winds, all severe hazards are likely. And then Friday, same thing goes for Friday. I think this will go high risk on Friday, maybe moderate risk, but I think high risk is likely here. But same thing for Friday. This will go by day 3. Moderate risk, I think, and then by day 2, I think we have a high risk for day 2. So y'all have a great night. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's morning, and I'll catch y'all for another video later. Y'all stay safe. Make sure to have a way to get warnings, and I'll catch y'all for another video later. Bye, y'all.